What if I told you that you can learn a lot about someone just by looking at their social media activity? You might think that's obvious, but do you know how to do it effectively and efficiently? In this video, I'm going to show you how to use social media intelligence to gather and analyze data from various social media platforms. OSINT is a subset of open source intelligence, which is the practice of collecting and analyzing data from publicly available sources. OSINT covers all kinds of social media platforms, not just the ones where you connect with your friends and family. You can also get intelligence from messaging apps, image and video sharing services, microblogging sites, and even social gaming platforms. But not all information on social media is easy to access. Some of it is public, but some of it is private. So how do you get the most out of social media data? Well, you need to know what kind of data you're looking for and where to find it. Social media data can be divided into three categories. 1. User-posted content, such as text, images, or videos that the user creates and shares. 2. Metadata, such as the date, time, and location associated with the content. 3. Interactions, such as comments, likes, and other forms of feedback that the user receives or gives. Now that you know the types of data you can get from social media, let's look at some of the most popular platforms and how to use them for OSINT. In this video, I will focus on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I will also cover LinkedIn, as it is a great source of business intelligence, even though it has a smaller user base. Before you dive into a specific platform, you might want to do a general search to see if the target has accounts on multiple platforms. The easiest way to do this is to use the username, if you know it. The username can reveal a lot about the target, such as their real name, nickname, or interests. It can also help you find other accounts that use the same username, or variations of it. To do this, you can use websites like instantusername.com, which will scan hundreds of websites for you in minutes. If you want more control over your search, you can use a tool called Maigret, which is a Python script that you can install and run on your computer. Maigret allows you to customize your search parameters, such as the websites you want to check, the timeout, and the output format. You can also generate HTML reports with the results. Another way to do a general search is to use the reverse image search. If you have a unique profile picture or other photos of the target, this can help you find other accounts that use the same or similar images, or the original source of the image. You can use websites like Google and TinEye for this. Forgot password functionality is a handy tool to verify if the target has signed up on the website. However, checking each website one by one is tedious, and the Python tool Holhi simplifies this. If you don't want to bother installing anything locally, use the online service Epiaos. If you are unsure about email validity, use proofy.io to verify if the given email exists. To get more information on the person, check the email across known breaches on dhashed.com. If you have a phone number, check it on Truecaller to get a possible name, and then search for the account on social media. Facebook has a lot of data that can be useful for digital investigators, such as user-generated content, friend lists, and shares. But Facebook also made it harder to access this data with its graph search feature. Graph search was a way to use natural language to search for things on Facebook. For example, you could type people who like the Beatles and live in New York and get some results. But in 2019, Facebook shut down graph search, making it more difficult to query data on the platform. But don't worry, there are still some ways to get the information you need from Facebook. One of the simplest ways to search for data on Facebook is to use Google. Google can index some of the content on Facebook, and you can use some advanced search operators to narrow down your results. Here are some examples of Google Dorks for Facebook. This will search for Facebook profile links on Instagram. This will search for target name and surname on Facebook. This will search for indexed Facebook videos that include a specific keyword. Another way to search for data on Facebook is to use some online tools that are designed for OSINT purposes. Here are some of the tools that we recommend. Lookup-id.com. This tool will help you find the Facebook ID of a user or a page. WhoPostedWhat.com. This tool will help you search Facebook posts with ability to set a date range and location. SAW Search Info. This tool is a Facebook graph search alternative that allows you to use some of the old graph search queries. Dumpit Blue Plus. This tool will help you download Facebook profile data for analysis or reporting purposes. Appify.com. This tool will help you scrape Facebook posts with comments from one or multiple page URLs. It will get post and comment texts, timestamps, post URLs, likes, shares, comments count, author ID. If you prefer to use command line interface tools, there are also some options for you. Here is one of them. Friend List Scraper. This is an OSINT tool to scrape names and usernames from large friend lists on Facebook without being rate limited. Just like Facebook, you can also use Google to search for data on Instagram. Here are some examples of Google Dorks for Instagram. Site, instagram.com/p.john.doe. This will search for posts that mention a John Doe keyword. Site, instagram.com/reel John Doe. This will search for reels that mention a John Doe keyword. Site, instagram.com/John Doe. This will search for users named John Doe. InstaHunter is a CLI OSINT app that can fetch data from Instagram's web API without authentication. OSINTgram performs analysis on Instagram accounts, allows to search for specific hashtags, users, or locations on Instagram, and collect information such as posts, comments, and likes. Terra gets locations, timestamps, captions, pictures, and URL of the Instagram account. The tool can also be used for Twitter reconnaissance. Instagram OSINT gets a range of information from an Instagram account that you normally wouldn't be able to get from just looking at their profile. At least 500 million tweets are sent daily, meaning there will be a lot of noise when searching for something in particular. Being familiar with advanced search options significantly increases your chances to find relevant information. When you are researching a deleted or private account, you can check who talked to it using the following query. Also, you can check whether any tweets have been archived before they became private or were deleted. To do this, paste the profile URL into Wayback Machine, or check if any of the tweets were saved in Tweet Archivist. Use this query. Cite twitter.com target username to check for private or deleted Twitter accounts for any cached results on Google. However, it will only work well on well-established accounts that were previously public. Birdhunt geolocates tweets within a certain radius. Sleepingtime.org shows the approximate sleeping schedule of Twitter users. Followera is a Twitter analytics application that gathers near real-time data about topics, mentions, hashtags, followers, location, and more. Twitter Profile Analyzer is a tweets metadata scraper and activity analyzer, and Twitter Intelligence is a project written in Python for Twitter tracking and analysis without using Twitter's API. The information from LinkedIn is useful for targeting a particular employee or the whole organization. Collected information has more credibility than on other social networks, as people on LinkedIn tend to use their real names and share business-related information. The downside of the platform is that even with the highest privacy settings, the target will still get a profile visit notification, which can undermine the investigation process. It will reveal the number of profile visits and the industry of the searcher. This query is a Google Dork to find Ukrainian DevOps engineers who have publicly listed email. Exclude recruiters from search. This query is a Google search for IBM employees while excluding directory listings. This query is a Google search to find current Netflix employees. And this query is a Google search on for public accounts that mention the target account. These are just a few examples to get a general idea. More LinkedIn Dorks can be created at recruitin.net. Note that LinkedIn users can hide their profile from Google indexing. If so, your results will be incomplete and you might want to use the native LinkedIn search functionality. Try performing a Google search to find if there are any mentions of the private account by public ones, as this might reveal interesting information. Once you get the target's name, supply it to hunter.io, which is a good tool for email search and validation. If you are unsure about its validity, you can permutate email addresses to get more options with Metric Sparrow. That's it for me. If you want to support me, you can support me on Patreon. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and peace.